Here is the heater. There's a little electrical heat pipe in there that's resistively heated. And it's similar to what's in your water heater, and it's oriented this way. So the power comes in and then it's up into this pipe right here. So the water should come from this side, make it 90 and run over the top of the heater coil. And out the back is a cable that runs to your relay box. And there's a solid state relay inside of there. And then out of that comes this wire here. And the 4 to 20 milliamp labeled item, or the white wire, that's how you control how much heat is put out by the heater. The black is DC on off, so you have to power the relay with 24 volts through this cable. And then there's a negative common and a positive, also 24 volts with the red. So here, so this module here is the first one. It's module number 1, NI9474. And if you look at the side, it's listed right here. Common, COM, that's the negative from the black. And then there's VSUP. VSUP is V supply, and that comes from your 24 volt power supply and wired to your red here. Start again. So this is analog out. It should say A0 down at the bottom. Let's see, can I see that? Yeah, see A0? So that's analog out. So you can modulate that from 4 milliamps to 20 milliamps and thereby control to differing levels whatever you're sending right there. And you'll similarly power COM and your VSUP in these lower ones, similar to the digital out versus analog out. And then the positive, that one goes to right here, and the negative is to your common. This negative one is to the common right there, like that. So to power your heater, you also need, this is showing the analog out module 9265, where you can send 4 to 20 milliamps out. You'll also need, so you'll see A0 out and COM. You have to wire A0, that's the 4 to 20 milliamp white wire. You also need a black wire from COM that runs to your common from your power supply. So for controlling the heater with Labview, you're going to, let's see if I can film the screen here. You're going to make another DAC assistant. So the DAC assistant that you used with the Labview initial activity with the VIND heat exchanger was for collecting data. When you're controlling an item like a valve, or in this case the heater, you're going to make a different DAC assistant. So you'll come down here and do express, I believe, and output. So express, output, and then you can do DAC assistant.
Do you have to place it?
There we go, and we'll place it here inside of your loop. So in this case, you're going to use two things for the heater. One is you got to turn the heater on, and then two, you're going to make it so that the heater can heat in a variable rate. So I'm going to generate signals. I'll first do a digital output. That digital output corresponds with this there. This one is a digital out. And so See here, I'll use the digital output and line output. And then I'm going to pick the one I wired it to, which is line 0, right there. And then hit finish. So there's my digital out. And you can rename that to heater on off switch. And I'll also add, let's see.
No, I didn't have enough space to do it all.
Once I'm done, where's the bottom here? I can do okay. So there's my digital out. And here, now I'm going to make my analog out after it builds the VI. So I could wire here 0 or 1 to turn that on and off. I'll add another one. This one's for the analog out. So analog out, DAC assistant, put it there. And here I'm going to generate a signal. And this one's going to be an analog output, and it's going to be current. So in this case, I've got it wired to this 4th module right here. This is the analog out module. It's NI9265. And I've got it wired into the first slot. I hit finish here. And then I can set up the minimum and max output and vary that. And it is in amps, so 20 milliamps or 0 you can have as the min. And depending on what you send to this, it will modulate up to 20 milliamps. That's fully on, or partially on would be like around 10 amps, or anywhere in between 0 and 20. I hit the OK button. And now I can wire data, an integer value it looks like here. If I use my trusty help, context help, and mouse over this, it should tell me what I can send that. It's like a data stream. So you can have an array of floats, I believe, but one of the first array is to that first channel. You could add channels to this for analog out. So you would add another channel. You'd open this up for your valve, because you can do the same thing with your valve.